thing we do that's a little strange is because melody is mostly Audrey and rhythm is mostly the two of us, it's important that we play the same chords. If I'm playing one set of chords and Amy's playing something else, that's not going to work very well.
And they may be two great ideas, but totally in conflict.
And one of them's better than the other.
Yeah.
So this is something where one way to deal with this is you have, okay, this tune has these chords, and we're always going to play A, D, E, A, B minor, E, D, whatever.
C sharp minor.
Sure. Okay, you have some set of chords, and you should always play them. And that's one way to make sure we're playing the same chords, is we both play the chords for the tune. But it's really nice to be able to give the dancer sort of variation in chords. And so...
And to build tension
Right.
certain ways.
Yeah, if you are limited to just one set of chords the whole way through, many different options just aren't there.
It's boring very fast for both the dancers and the musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I mean, it's different playing fiddle over different chord progressions.
Yeah.
Like the same bit of fiddle over one chord progression over another is going to sound different. And anyway, so the way we do this is that we call chords to each other, and either of us before we can call chords. And
and we'll call them either in their letter name or their number name.
So, for example, if we're in the key of C, then we could say C, F, G, or we could say 1, 4, 5. And you can read about chord numbers, but they're very useful because I can say, oh, what would sound nice is like a 1, 6, 4, 5 kind of thing. And I don't have to figure out what those chords are in A until it's time to play them. And I can just, even though we're in A, I can say 1, 6, 4, 5, and then we can play that together, not have to be converting into the letters.
All right, so do you want to do, are you going to do a tune then where you just play it with the standard chords and then do a chord variation?
Yeah, so we're going to play Lady M. Montgomery, right?
Sure.
In the key of D.
Sure.
That's the key.
And so we'll play it one time, just playing D, G, A.
So this is probably what we should be comparing it to. So,
Boiling Collection.
okay.
Page number?
Can you read it from here?
No.
I can stand up.
Ready?
So we're gonna play it one time through?
Yeah, one time through with these
Okay.
chords.
So yeah. So this is comparing it to the chords sort of as written in Portland.
Yeah. So one time through is normal, and then we'll stop.
And then actually it'd be like really cool if you just tell her to, just shout it out.
So yeah.
rather
So we're gonna play with these chords, and these chords are great, and it may be that if you were only gonna pick one set of chords, these would be the best chords to pick. But if you have the freedom to then move from there to other chords.
And if you're playing through this 10 times through, or 6 times, or whatever it is, it's nice to have some variation.
Yeah. Okay.
And the tune is again?
The tune is Lady M. Montgomery.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is your objective to make people want to dance? That's like, it's hard to
Something like
stand
that,
still.
I guess.
It's hard to stand still.
That's why I stand up.
Yeah, That's super.
Sounds
The angle is so wrong for standing up.
But it's actually, and as I start to pay attention to that, I was listening to more of the fiddle and stuff there. I'm trying to get a little better feeling myself for, how those two pieces play together. And it just dawns on me that you kind of want to get that rhythm going through your body and then just let yourself float to the melody. And I think that was just, I mean, that's what's happening there. It's like, yeah, I'm dancing, but you're kind of like, the melody is like fascinating, but the rhythm's taking your body through the dance. I don't know. That sounded perfect. That was great.
Well, thanks.
So,
There was a little part in there you may have noticed where we had it called chords, and
We sort of fell back on our like default simple chords, which you can use for anything, which is
1, 4, 5.
yeah.
right.
So I was sort of watching Amy's left hand, and because for the most part, if one of us is going to pick chords and the other is going to follow it, and we're not talking, Amy picks chords and I follow them because she has like this giant piano thing that can play bass. And half of what I'm doing is really percussion. So if I'm doing this, and over that, Amy plays, can you do 1, 4, 5? And I'm just going to play this the whole time. So.
Okay.
So you notice that I was only playing one chord there, and it would have been better if Amy and I were playing the same chords. But half of what I was doing was this percussive sort of, which is the same on every chord, and the other half was this note, which is D, and works with all of these other chords.
And a lot of times, because all you're doing is you're bringing it back to the 1. Because everything, if you study music theory, brings you back to the 1 chord. Which I won't go into in more detail.
Right.
But even if, say, you're playing a 4 chord, and you have that 1, even if you're playing the 1 chord on top of that, it gives you that sort of
Could we demonstrate
vision.
this
Yeah.
before going back to a 1?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so 4 into 1, or 5 into 1.
Okay, anyway, just so people know what we're talking about.
No,
And-
the musicians will. And some of
Yes.
the, yeah. Yeah.
And so you don't always have to play the exact chord. You don't, when you play a D chord, you could also add in some other notes. Yeah, just like that.
That's not good at.
Or when you play a G chord, you could add in some other notes that may give some tension to lead back to the 1.
So for example, when I play the wrong chords, that's adding additional notes that build tension.